Hello, I'm Alexandre, Canadian One Day Sooner volunteer and author of a petition calling upon the Canadian government to publicly announce a plan for conducting COVID-19 human challenge trials. In doing so, I was seeking to accelerate the development of second-generation vaccines. Vaccines that aren't all pre-purchased by rich nations and that we can get to lower middle-income countries. As it was indicated that human challenge trials without a rescue therapy would not be ethical, I have turned my attention towards said ethics. Now, this leads me to believe vaccine rollout should prioritize need on an international basis and not only nationally. To start, wealthy nations that currently have full access to vaccines generally fared much better during this pandemic than their lower middle income counterparts. Discussions about vaccine equity have been continuously framed by how can I reduce spread in my country, or how can we minimize deaths in my country? But these nationalistic views from rich countries have resulted in lower middle income countries being left behind, with only 1 in 10 people potentially receiving a vaccine by the end of 2021. The implications around the inability to resume normal operations are staggering. The World Food Programme has reported that 690 million people do not have enough food to eat, and that 130 million will be pushed to the brink of starvation by the end of 2020, last year. A warning from Oxfam indicates that hundreds of millions in the 10 worst hunger spots have had their primary source of income deprived. As many as 12,000 could be dying of starvation each day. And let me remind you that these numbers are above and beyond the 11,000 global deaths that are reported each day for COVID-19. A rollout like the ones undertaken by rich nations would allow for partial reopenings, allowing many to regain a source of income. Now, exacerbated by inequities like inadequate infrastructure and inadequate access to healthcare, the social benefits of vaccinating the high-risk and essential workers in lower middle-income countries far outweighs the benefit of doing so in the low-risk populations of rich countries. Canada has pledged to donate additional vaccines to lower middle-income countries, but this is only after vaccinating all Canadians. In the meantime, the virus is left to spread exponentially, which increases the chance of viral mutations. We do not yet know how long the vaccine's immunity will last, and if the virus is allowed to spread freely in other countries, it's really just a matter of time until it comes back to rich countries. For these reasons, and many more, I urge rich nations to consider vaccinating their low-risk general population after limited income countries have been able to vaccinate their high-risk and essential workers. Rich countries should also be participating in facilitating the means to do so. After all, it's only the ethical thing to do.